Hey guys, welcome back to another Skyrim mods video. I first wanted to say thank you for all the support and helping me actually reach 11,000 subscribers and growing. I hope to grow more in the future, but every sub counts. But as for today's video, we got some new amazing mods that I know you guys will most likely end up loving. So if you do end up enjoying maybe even 2 minutes of this video, make sure you hit that like button down below, and also maybe subscribe if you're feeling generous today, even though it is free. So without further ado, let's dive right in. The first mod up is a new creature overhaul, taking Nexus by storm. The amount of downloads this got instantly is kinda surprising. And no, it's not a new creature in total, but just an overhaul for the Draugrs. This new amazing mod is called, well, Draugrs. It's a pretty simple name for a massive texture and mesh overhaul. The only thing I'm sad about with this though is that this mod, just because it came out and isn't patched yet, isn't compatible with newly added Draugrs, so I can't use the Restless Dead with this yet, but I'm completely satisfied with the new look of Draugrs, because now they actually look decayed and dead rather than just cute. Vanilla Draugrs never actually scared me, but with this new mod, they might just do the trick. And someone actually said they kind of look like White Walkers from Game of Thrones, and I can kind of see it. Maybe just add a bit of pale to them and add some blue on top of that, and I can definitely see this being a new Game of Thrones monster. Up next is more of an environmental type mod, but this mod is called Nature Series Birds, adding different types of birds around Skyrim in areas where it actually makes sense. Some are static while some will fly around in like kind of a loop. They won't just move around randomly just to keep it from clipping with things, they'll just stay in their regular lane. But this mod also replaces those flying hawks in the sky with a much better model. The only thing I didn't find out about these birds though is if these things are killable, which is kind of weird for me. I usually check if everything is killable. But one thing I will say is that these birds didn't affect my FPS at all. Unlike other bird mods, I usually advise to avoid those because they have custom shadows which also destroy your FPS. These kept me at a full 60. The only thing it changed is my immersion up to level 9000. But up next we got a new mod affecting dragons, but not overhauling them like the other mods, but instead giving them new animations. This mod is called Dragon Combat Animations. Due to the way dragons act, I couldn't correctly get every animation to activate, but this mod gives them new sweep attacks like a wing strike, and it makes their forward bite actually look and feel deadly. Because in vanilla, the forward bite is just a chomp and it pretty much looks boring, but with this they actually move forward and attack everything in front of them. This mod also has a tail sweep animation which activates if you're attacking behind it, I believe. I'm not entirely sure because I couldn't get it to actually activate for some reason. I attacked it from behind. I even turned off his AI and then turned it back on after attacking his tail a few times, and it just never happened. But I did get everything else to activate, and I can honestly say I will be keeping this on my mod list because creature animations is the one thing Skyrim has been lacking in, and I'm kind of glad that's been changing lately in 2024. I mean, it technically did get a few animations back in 2023, but people really didn't pick up on that. Up next we have a mod for the Dragon Priest. Well, technically I guess it's for the player once you kill a Dragon Priest, called Dragon Priest Hood Variants. This mod once you get a Dragon Priest max by killing it, or add item menu like me because Dragon Priests are kinda like gods in my list and they never die. But you can take it to a tanny rack and create new hood variants with it. I didn't test every single mask, but I did test every single hood with the mask that I did test, if that makes sense. So some will clip with unintended outfits, but if you find the correct version for the outfit that you have, because all you need is the mask and no other crafting materials, you can pretty much keep switching until you find that perfect look for you. This does also come with patches for mods that edit the Dragon Priest look, so you don't really have to worry about incompatibilities. But luckily I did not have any of those mods, so this was pretty much a plug and play for me. You gotta kinda love when mod authors make a cool mod like this and don't require you to have 50 other mods. To enjoy it at least, but maybe that's my opinion. Up next is a new armor mod called Soul Hunter Armor Mashup, but to get that armor we have to actually go through the new dungeon this mod also added, located in Soul Cairn, which I will say you might want to come prepared because this is in a Soul Cairn, which means they will be strong, so you won't be getting it easily, and this place is filled with a lot of enemies. But it is worth it because the reward is this amazing armor that comes with the full set of clothing. It's kind of modular, but it's easy to equip. I kind of hate having to equip over 50 pieces just to get an armor to fully work without being noob. But this armor also features 3 weapons for you to pick from in the treasure room once you actually complete the dungeon, otherwise you'll just have to use the add-item menu, which isn't really bad. But trust me, it's definitely worth it because you get a lot of experience and you also get an HDT armor. which moves perfectly if I have to say so myself. This armor flowed perfectly and I pretty much got no clipping with it. And I'll say I like that myself because you might experience a little bit because our steps will be different. But if you're wondering what animations I'm currently using in this combat showcase, it is Peacekeeper animations from For Honor, which is on Nexus for free. But there is a paywall version if you want that. But moving on to our next mod, overhauling wolves, called Simply Better Wolves. It's crazy how I'm just now noticing, but most of the mods I've just showcased have to deal with some type of creature already in your game, which I would say is better for compatibility reasons. These new creatures come with fluff already tied to them, which look great from far away, I will say. From far away, not up close. But up close they might hurt your eyes. A little bit at least, but you shouldn't be zooming in on them anyway. They're meant to be looked at from far away. That is your own fault. And I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure where the model of these wolves come from. It kind of reminds me of Witcher 3 wolves. Let me know down in the comments if you know where these werewolves inspirations came from, because I remember Mihal originally used them before deleting his mod. But now that we have it back again, it won't be leaving my mod list. Up next we have a mod for Uthgerd called Follower Dialogue Expansion, Uthgerd the Unbroken, giving her more dialogue and an actual backstory to her name. I'm not entirely sure if it's lore friendly, but I love the story of it. And because this is a dialogue expansion type mod, here's some dialogue. Feel free to skip if you get bored though. Or maybe get tired of hearing that goat in the background that won't shut up.
Perhaps not, but it can indeed make most of the trouble go away. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time in the quiet little town of Whiterun, there lived a maiden called Uthgerd, nicknamed the Broken. She was born sickly and frail, and so all the other kids had always picked on her, playing mischievous pranks just for a quick laugh. Why else would I be standing here? One day I decided I've had enough. So I punched the bully in the face, but I was just one girl, and there were 5 of them. I was lucky to walk out of that with all my limbs still attached to my body. What happened next was that I realized I would always be their prey if I had stayed weak. So I found a worthy master to teach me how to defend myself, Vignar Greymane, one of the best companions of his time. I trained with him when he'd come back from missions. He was a tough fighter and an even rougher teacher, but he taught me well. In a few months' time, I became stronger than all the kids in Whiterun. I might still be sick, but I wasn't letting that get in my...
Now moving on to the next mod, the overhauled Soljund Sinkhole. Called the Quaint Hamlet of Soljund Sinkhole. Hopefully I said that correctly, otherwise you'll definitely let me know down in the comments. But this mod overhauls the area and adds 2 new buildings for the NPCs who lived in this place to sleep in. Because it never really made sense that there was only one home for so many NPCs, and they all work tirelessly. At least now they have somewhere to sleep that's comfortable. But besides the building, this mod also adds a few more NPCs to the place, about 4 or so, to make the place feel a little more lively. And they all have their own schedule, so they won't just be standing around all day when not working in the mine. I will say they do sit around, but I mean that's normal for people, but they won't just be standing in one place. And of course all the interiors are brand new as well. But with the brand new interiors, that means incompatibility with lighting mods. But not for this one, fortunately. This mod already came with its own patches, and there are quite a few of them. Pretty much for everything that you can think of, including Lux. Some Lux patches aren't great, but this one did the job perfectly. Like some Lux patches you end up avoiding because they don't look as good as it should, but honestly this one looks amazing. I need to learn how to do this myself. Next up is a mod called Beef Unending, overhauling the main NPCs in the Civil War with the new look. I do enjoy a mod that makes some NPCs ugly because some NPCs need to be ugly. We non-model looking people in real life actually matter too. Even though this mod did kind of make most NPCs look better, but some look like they've been through a lot, and I really like that about this mod. Every NPC isn't a model, but they do look better, and they all look diverse. That is the most important part, diversity. I do currently use Modopocalypse for all my vanilla NPCs because it's easy to install, but these kind of blend right in with those people, and it works pretty well for people looking for a vanilla plus look for their NPCs, something that doesn't use Charmers of the Reach, which I use myself, but that's not important here. What is important is this new Greatsword animation called Elden Ring, LightGreatswords complete. This mod overhauls your Greatsword from that slow daunting animation that generally gets you killed to something quick and much more deadly. I usually use For Honor Warden animations for Greatsword, which you guys asked about, but this is quickly becoming my new favorite Greatsword animations. There is a version of this mod that is for players and NPCs, but I, for the life of me, could not find a bandit that used a Greatsword. I don't know why, they all use Warhammers or just dual wield, even after trying for an hour. But if you want to see NPCs use this animations, make sure to grab the Scar version by Black364. Like the title suggests though, this is a call out to Elden Ring's animations, so the people that do love Elden Ring, which I can never fully get into but I will try, this will fit right in for you. Just make sure you actually read the requirements or this won't work and you'll complain about it. And that was pretty much it for today guys. The next video will be much longer than this one because we're going over the large quest mods that's been releasing. But if you did happen to enjoy this video and maybe found one mod you enjoy, make sure you hit that like button. But as of right now, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Peace and love guys.